and welcome to the Monday, December 16th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. Hope everybody's at least enjoying the weather. Up here, we had another bout with very, very cold temperatures this past week, and a lot of snow, and a lot of blowing, and a lot of wind, and even some ice. But for the last couple days, been back in the 40s again, and by Wednesday this week, they're talking about more polar temperatures, uh, possibly high single digits, low teens. But I know how to dress for the weather. So, good morning, Tony. Good morning, Santee. Let me see here. All's good. 9 days. Snuck up. Well, yeah, working like you do, which, I mean, you have that one day off a week too, like I do. It just kind of sneaks up, but, our whole place is kind of in that Christmas spirit. So every day I go in, I change the little thing on the board right by the calendar. 13 days left, 12 days left, 10 days left, 9 days left. Well, let's see here. Family here does our holiday on the 1st. So I get an extra week. Got several inches of snow here. New tires were well worth the cost. I bet they were. I bet they were. Hey, me. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Yep, they're talking many more bouts of snow before Christmas, and very possibly, actually for the first year in a while, actually having a white Christmas. So, going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, but I hope everybody's enduring. It is still chilly here, which I've told you guys in this room because of the equipment and everything. I keep a window open, at least partly. I try to keep the vent as covered as possible because if I don't, it gets about 110 degrees in here because I'm not, from this point right here, I'm only about 10 feet from the furnace. So I've actually got the shortest trip for the hot air to come. And it gets really hot in here. The other morning, it was 11 degrees outside, and I was sitting in here in a pair of sweatpants, and that's all. And I decided it was time to cover the vent back up because I was roasting. I mean, I was sitting in here in a pair of just sweatpants and sweating to death. So, yeah, nope, not me. Let's see here. The aforementioned snow here is all gone due to torrential rain yesterday. I'm driving, so just lurking. Well, just be very, very careful driving, me. Um, Pay attention to those other jackrabbits on the road that blindly just barrel everywhere. Oh, good morning, Lady C. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Um, I haven't heard from Sarah. If you guys didn't catch her little video short the other night. She's actually going on her first international trip. She already had her bag packed, and I don't know where she was going. I was actually going to message her, and I got busy going to work. So I don't know where she was going, if the kids were going with her, how long she was going to be gone. She may join us. She may not. Who knows? That's why I stay out of Newark and New York. Which, one nice thing about going to New Jersey now, if there was an accident or something, then there's like what 20 some odd drones to take footage of it that no one can seem to identify. Which, by the way, in case you guys didn't catch the little news thing, howdy, Father Chris, not Drumus. Father Drumus, hello, Santee. Um, they they had a gentleman on some local news outlet, and they were asking him about those drones, and he said he thinks it's very funny that the government or no one can identify where those drones came from or anything, but yet they're all using FAA lighting. Um, and he I guess he owns a company that has a fleet of like 80 drones that like from what I understand, the government utilizes his drones on a regular basis, and you can look at the light pattern and everything and tell they're American made drones. So but yet the FAA and the federal government can't figure out that they're American drones, but the guy who builds drones in America was able to figure out they're American drones. So I don't know. I don't know. There's Sarah. Good morning, dear. I was actually just talking about you a minute ago. I had made the remark about anybody who didn't catch your video the other day that you were going on your first international trip. You already had your bags packed. I was actually going to message you the other day, and I got busy at work and didn't get a chance to, and figured you were going to be traveling by the time I got out of work. So I didn't bother you and just wanted you to enjoy your first international trip. So, true, maybe all those drones will spot Bigfoot. It's very possible. 20 reports seem to make it like hundreds. Yeah, I've not followed all the reports. I know that one of the little news clips that I seen said, 11 unidentified, and they put a map up there and it showed, God only knows how many times we're going to lose the stream this morning. But, go figure. Go figure. It's hard telling. Let me see. Let me get back up here so I can read this thing. Maybe those drones will spot Bigfoot. Good morning, Sarah. Hey, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Oh no, not really going. It was supposed to be a Hallmark spoof. I guess I have to watch. So I Yep, we're still doing the spinny thing. I just spun for about a half a second. So God knows how long we'll even be on this morning. This rainy, overcast, crappy weather is interfering with everything. The other morning we had ice come out of uh, the west side of Lake Michigan. It nailed us. Um, Of course, me walking to work in the morning was viciously hilarious. Um, the 20-minute walk to work, and I'm looking like an ice skater on illegal narcotics. You know, walking like this for 20 minutes, and every time I'd walk on a hill, I'd slide either forwards or backwards, depending upon where I was going. So yeah, it was quite funny. It was yeah, pretty convincing for some. It freezes such as life in the modern world. Oh yes, yes, most definitely, most definitely. Well, that wasn't too awful bad. That was a total of about 5 minutes into the stream before we lost it the first time. So we'll see. We'll see who all comes back. It says we've got 4 folks in here now, so we'll just see. Um, it is what 9 days. We had some freezing rain here as well, but it was on the rain side. Oh gosh, not here, man. It started raining probably 12:30 at night the other night, and by the time I left here at 5:30 in the morning, it was a thin sheet of ice with rain on top of it, and because we were hovering right at that freezing point, so it started making all the snow go away. So then we had slushy snow with ice and rain on top of it. I in no way, shape, or form resembled Nancy Kerrigan or Greg Louganis trying to get to work. I almost went down about a dozen times. So I started taking like little baby steps with my arms out the side and just it was very interesting. It got so cold the wife's car wouldn't start, and yeah, when we finally got a friend to bring us a jump box, put it on there, and got the car jumped um, after I got home from work. And we turned on the defrosters and stuff. Those puppies were on for 20 minutes while that car ran, and I went out there, and the ice was just starting to melt off her windshield. So it it was quite the experience. Let's put it that way. Cold temperatures like that, freezing rain, snow. Now we know why the jolly old elf uses a sleigh and not an expedition or a suburban. On the southern side of the freezing temperatures, we're actually really close to 50 degrees right now. We're at 47 degrees, and they're talking about, the next 2 days having snow and ice and polar temperatures again. So, those Alberta Clippers just keep Albertaing and clipping their way right down here to us. And, well, it's happening. Oh, 51 there. I don't know what we're supposed to get up to today. Let me see here. Um, Looks like we're supposed to get up to about 50 degrees today. So we will see what happens. 100% chance of humidity, 100% humidity, 100% chance precipitation. I know we got a little bit of fog out there right now. There was, when the wife came home last night, we had a fog alert, um, and she ran into some pretty good patches of fog where there was still a lot of snow piled up beside the roads and stuff going through the country. And she said there were some points where she doggone near had to stop because she couldn't see what was in front of her or coming at her. She said there was a couple of times she couldn't even see the edge of the road. So, um, good morning, Terry. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Supposed to be in the 30s for the rest of the week. Now, I didn't look at our weekly temperature. Let me pull that back up here. Daily. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We are in the 50s today, and then in the 30s. Let me see here. 30s, 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 20s, 20, 20. Oh yeah, definitely getting chilly again. Definitely getting chilly again. I just looked outside. There's about 2 inches of snow. You're getting off light. I hear there's quite a bit of snow out east. So, needless to say, I'm feeling sorry for anybody that lives to the east of the Great Lakes. They're definitely getting their booties handed to them this year. But yeah, they're talking about the potential of 4 or 5 more snow events here um, before Christmas. So we'll just have to see what happens. I finally moved Saturday and water relief. I'm not surprised. The stress and strain you've been through with the family home, yeah, you definitely needed that little bit of relief. Of course, we still got the adoptive family thing going on for 2024, guys. We've got about four 4 days or so left in it before I have to call it and um, start going out and doing the searching and the looking for things for folks. I just put up the link. It finally showed up. It didn't show up on my computer here. I clicked it like a minute ago, and it just showed up. So if if y'all just recently hit the lottery, got a big retirement, something like that, hiding money in your mattress like Grandma used to do, it's all going to help family in need right here in the community. Put the channel out there a little bit. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we are growing like crazy. In the last week and a couple days, We broke the 2,000 mark, and we're already, I think, at 2,030. So, cheers to us. Oh, of course, Christmas Eve again, I will be out in the old living room with the camera and the tripod and waiting to catch old Santa dropping by. I hear he may be ahead of schedule this year. So there's a very good possibility that I'll get to spend a little bit of quality time with him. I might even get an interview out of the deal. Can't beat an interview with Santa. I mean, that's just too good to be true. But either way, we'll have some video of him dropping off some goodies. Hey Cheryl, good to see you. It's been gone since forever. I hope you're doing well. That reminds me, I need to ask the missus if she gave that $200 gift card to that family. Very cool. I'm sure. I'm sure $200 will go a very long way with a family in need. Every little bit does when you don't have. So good to see you back, Cheryl. Yep, I'm guessing the wife is pulling out to go get her dollar coffee. She's got one of them there little cards for McDonald's, and it's funny how those things work because she only pays like $1.25 for her large coffee, but every time she uses it, she gets more credits on her card to get another $1.25 coffee. So we'll go fair distance with me. Well, we've given up on buying for each other this year, with the way things have been, with, having to borrow money to save the car, and with the mortgage and stuff. We're giving up on buying for each other this year. We are buying for the daughter and the granddaughter, and if possible, trying to grab a few things for the baby coming next month, the other granddaughter. Yes, I'm going to be a grandpa for the 11th time, next month. So, you know, trying to make sure we have enough to get them some diapers and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been ill on this medicine. It's taken a toll on me, but living is more important. I remember when I started taking my pharmacy that the doctors had me on 13 pills at one time. I was taking like 8 in the morning and taking um, either 8 or 9 every night. And I felt worse on the medicine than I did before I start taking the medicine. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. We're all looking forward to having another little granddaughter running around. Oh, he running around for long, but we're hoping that the 2-year-old really kind of picks up the mantle as the big sister and wants to be more involved with her baby sister when she comes. Um, yeah, the wife and I don't buy for each other. Gifts are for kids. We haven't for years. Her and I always have got each other something small. Um, we haven't spent a lot of money on each other over the last 9 years together. Um, it's mostly been for the daughter and the son. But even they're feeling the pinch right now with him being in construction, mostly doing siding jobs and stuff. As you guys might know, might not know, Tony probably knows more than anybody because he's done a little bit of everything in the world. Um, it's really hard to cut or nail or screw siding when temperature gets below like 40 degrees because the stuff shatters like glass. So, he's been off work for a while. He's still trying to collect money from people he's done jobs for that just didn't seem to want to pay him for the work he had done. So, I'll take 12 or 13 in the morning and 8 at night. Um, right. The chemo started attacking my red blood cells, cutting off oxygen and causing dizziness, and liver count was way off. They lowered dosage, and I started improving. That's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I've done roofing in mid-December. I've done roofing in the wintertime before. We literally had to get on a roof one time and shovel all the snow off the roof to pull up the shingles to lay new shingles. So yeah, that was an adventure. Luckily, it was not icy on the roof, just very very snowy. Nope, wife hasn't left yet. I just heard her. Huh. In Mobile, Alabama. I'm almost at the end of this journey. Started August 28th, 2023. Wow. For those of you that are viewing um, after the live has ended, as I mentioned earlier, we are still doing our 2024 Christmas Adopt a Family. Um, I know some of you will be able to see the chat, some of you will not. There is a link to donate to the Adopt a Family down in the description below the video. I would say give till it hurts, but everybody's hurting this year. So let's just say give what you can. And if you can't, don't worry. Santa will still be stopping at your house and showing love because that's what the holiday is all about. To be honest, it isn't good to shingle in the cold. Well, we didn't have any issues, but yeah, you really honestly don't want to run the risk of ice under your shingles and then they don't lay right, and without the heat of the sun coming down on them, they don't seal properly to each other. So yes, it's really doing any kind of outdoor home repairs when there's ice or snow out, or the potential for, is not good at all. It's best to wait till decent weather. I'll miss all holidays again this year. No immunities. I remember. I remember when the diabetes thing hit. I kept my distance from everybody. Of course, they were here in the house. Um, and even during the pandemic, everybody was here. Everybody was wearing masks at that time. But when the diabetes thing hit me all those years ago, I I just kept my distance from everybody. When immediate family first showed up, I was at least in the same room with them. But when friends started showing up, that's when I disappeared into here or into the bedroom and let them have their Christmas celebration. I wasn't about to run the risk with my immune system being compromised, of getting, not to mention the fact I really honestly just didn't want to be around folks. Um, Tell Santa to wear his mask when he swings by here. Well, he will hit you before he gets here. So I think he'll probably know though. I think he'll probably know, Cheryl, to he don't want to give you a bad case of reindeer pox or something like that. Um, so yeah, he'll probably safeguard. Um, and they get rather brittle. Have to take those precautions. We can't afford to get a bug. No, no. With your autoimmune system compromised, you really honestly don't want to take any chances with any kind of bug. Sadly, it's not the it's not the best thing to do for you. And others may not understand that might think you're just being antisocial or something like that. Until they've gone through it, they just don't understand why we still socially distance ourselves, um, during the holidays and stuff. No, they really honestly don't understand, and it's truly sad that they don't. But like I said, when they've had to go through that situation, um, they have a tendency of being a little more understanding. But like I said, Christmas is 9 days away. I hope those of you that still has family or, can get out to visit family, I hope you've all made really great plans for Christmas or New Year's. Um, we're going to have a house full again. I don't know how or why, but we're going to. Very true. Until they go through it themselves. Never did the social distancing. Love the grandkids too much for that. Yep, and sadly enough, during the whole social distancing thing, I probably didn't do it as much as I should have. Unless we went to the store or something like that. And then, of course, I always wore a bandana or wore a mask or something um, to go to the grocery store or to the farmer's market or something. But here at home, when we had guests come over, they wore a mask. This is my bloody house. I'm not going to be walking around here trying to breathe through a cotton mask in my own house. Because guess what? When you're not here, I'm breathing without a mask on, so my germs are already just free floating through the air. Me covering myself up, not going to do you any good in my house. Um, Look, if it kills me, oh well, something has to. I'm still raising a kid, so I have to live. I'm all she has. Yep, exactly. And see, we didn't even have to worry about um, the kids' friends coming over and stuff like that because, they were all home doing the homeschool computer thing. So we didn't worry about sleepovers or anything like that during that whole time. Oh, I wore a mask at the store, or if the store or whatever wants that. Oh, of course. You almost had to because you didn't know who had it and who didn't. A lot of folks that had it didn't know they had it at the beginning. So, they're going to the store and shaking hands and talking to their friends from work or church or whatever the case may be, and sitting there spreading it around and didn't even realize it. Same idea when carrying guns. If the business wants no guns in their place, I will abide by that. And that's one thing that I really respect about you is the fact that, you have got very strong opinions about certain things, but you're very compliant to other people's rules or requests or stuff like that. I think that would have probably made it a little easier on the world um, if more people, held on to their strong opinions or their strong beliefs, but at the same time was understanding and compliant to other groups or individuals' rules or requests or whatever the case may be. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. I just cannot get over this rain. The other day it was It was terrible. I mean, I went to work. I got to work. I messaged the wife, and it's like, hey, it is freezing out. It was slick as could be. I was walking down towards the main road to take my walk up through town on the way to work, and I could have very easily stopped on a dime and slid all the way down to the highway, that last block. And then when I got up on the sidewalk, it was just a sheet of ice covered in uh, rain. And I was, like I said, I was everywhere trying to make it the 3 blocks down the road to work without falling on my jingle bells. It was interesting. They have the same rights as I do. It hasn't gotten bad here in Washington yet. Just rainy all the time. Yeah, I was watching a creator from Washington State, um, but I believe she lives in the higher elevation, and she's got some pretty good snow up her way. And but Washington itself, yeah, that's um, where a lot of what's becoming our snow. You guys are getting the rain and stuff, and it's coming across everything from Washington all the way down to Northern California, and then right over the Great Plains. It's picking up that polar wind from Alberta, and it's turning into snow by the time it gets to us. So 64 miles from Mount St. Helens. Wow. See, I didn't realize you lived that far north in Washington. I knew you lived in Washington, but I didn't know you lived that far. Um, what did I hear about Mount St.? Did I hear? And you may know better than anybody, Cheryl. Did they say something here a couple months ago about um, more rumbling or something from that area around Mount St. Helens? Real light rumbling, but still rumbling nonetheless. I'm in a valley, so don't get much snow here. I gotcha. Columbia River is right here, separating Oregon. Wow. So how far are you from the Olympia Peninsula? Yes, and now Mount Adams has been rumbling a little. Ah, hmm. Now, see, I've not heard about Mount Adams. Yeah, Olympia, Washington, where the Olympia, um, I think it's a national park or something on the um, Olympia Peninsula is located. I've heard about St. Helens, but the New Madrid has been making a bit of noise. Um, yeah, I actually seen something this morning on the New Madrid. I guess it was felt little rumblings, a series of little rumblings um, have been felt in like 3 different states, um, including Western Tennessee and everything. Um, they had a seismologist on there talking about, they were asking, is this the sign of the big one yet to come? And you know how those guys are. Well, I can't exactly say that it's preparing for the big one, but the thing is making rumblings for the first time in over 100 years. It's trying to tell you something. About 1.5 hours north of me. Okay. My cabin is 60 miles from New Madrid. Wow. Wow. That's scary. It'll be nice when you can get retired and the wife, well, you already are retired. Be nice when the wife can get retired and y'all can move down to that little place that you got down there, all nestled up, snug in the forest, away from folks. Start living off the grid a little bit more. Um, I have been there for several. Makes rumblings on occasion. I've been there for several. Now the Olympia National Forest is around 2 hours north. Very cool. Yeah, I done a video this past summer about Olympia National Forest and some of the cryptid stories coming out of that area. Um, National park employees and stuff telling stories and things like that. It's definitely a place I'd like to visit sometime. But then again, I'd just like to get out to the West Coast. I've never been there. Washington, Oregon, Northern California, up in the mountains and stuff. I would absolutely love to. But then again, I'm that ding dong who would like to get into the Sierra Nevadas as well. So, yeah, what can I say? I'm a glutton for punishment. When you're not used to that kind of weather, um, just kind of want to experience it once. I'm just going to make sure that if I ever get into the Sierra Nevadas, um, I'm going to be smart, like the Donner Party was, and I'm going to bring some family members with me. Um, no, I'm not. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm directly across the river from Rainier, Oregon. Lewis and Clark Bridge crosses over. Okay. The Pacific Northwest is too rainy for my taste. Yeah, travel food. You know, Mom always said when you go on a long trip, pack a snack. Well, you get stuck there for several months and um, you might need to pack more than a snack. That's why it's so green. You know, that reminds me, Oregon. I have to try to get a hold of our old buddy Tildar, um, over there in Oregon, and find out what he's been up to. I've not seen him post anything in several months. So it'd be kind of nice to touch base with him again and make sure that he's doing well. Because I know he done a couple videos where he actually had his motorcycle out and was riding it around, and beautiful sunny skies when he had his bike out and stuff. So cannibalism means every fight is a food fight. Hey Chris, good to see you, bud. Yeah, every fight is a food fight. Yeah, I know it's not coffee, but I'm coffeeed out, man. I've been up since 2:30 without an alarm. All this rain and overcast and everything is playing havoc. See if I can get this thing to go back. There we go. We'll see how long we last this time. That one there was almost an hour. Drew is anyone else stuck in a time warp? Didn't know that was a possibility. What did I miss here? Never been coffeeed out. Didn't know it was a possibility. Just keep repeating. Drew is hung up. I have to get going anyways. Have a lovely day. You too, Cheryl. You too. I know I've missed you already, but you have a great day too. I don't even know if anybody is still here or not. Um, Again, for those of you catching the stream after it's ran live, we are doing our 2024 Christmas Adopt a Family Drive right now. If you can see the chat, it is the link is posted in the chat. If you cannot see the chat, the link is actually in the comment section below, the www.paypal.me/MrHistory2020. Good, Tony's still here. Well, it says we got 5 back in here already, so that's always a good thing. But yeah, all this rain, this overcast sky, it looks like it's 7:30 in the morning out there right now, and it's 100% precipitation today. So I'm not going to have much luck at all on doing anything online. I guess I just need to get out there and get the rest of the house decorated for Christmas. I've actually got a low hanging branch, a large limb on one of our pine trees out here it goes all the way down to just a couple of feet above the sidewalk. So I need to go out there and trim all the little pine boughs off of that limb, and I'm going to make a real pine wreath for the front of the house, a large one. So, well, you could tell the internet came back on because I'm getting all kinds of alerts. It's 9 o'clock. Is it 9 o'clock? It's 9 o'clock. So your family is all getting together on January 1st, Tony? You guys aren't getting together on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or anything. You're going to wait until January 1st to get together? Start off the new year together? Actually, I kind of like that idea. I mean, you knock out Christmas and New Year's together. No better way to start the new year than to start it with the kids and grandkids, and seems like the right first step for the beginning of a new year. Sadly enough, a lot of our family have got jobs that don't take New Year's Day off, so it's hard to get everybody together on New Year's. Where are all the in-laws to consider? Very true. Very true. It's nice that you take them into consideration as well. I mean, you know, and his house is too small for a shindig. Well, you don't exactly need a lot of space for, you know, just you and the wife. Camping chairs, and I have to pull my chairs out of here and my desk chairs and stuff like that. It's busy enough when the wife has card night and has her nieces and one or two of the girls from work and her aunt all come over here to play cards. I can't even imagine what this place would be like if we filled it up with folks on a holiday, especially with getting out folding tables to put food on and take up more space. I'm just hoping that we can actually, um, you know, do some kind of a Christmas dinner. Um, the wife don't even know if the casino's giving her a ham this year. It's like when she first started there 7 years ago, they would give a Thanksgiving or give a turkey on Thanksgiving, give a ham on Christmas. Um, then when the pandemic hit, they didn't do it for like 2 years, and then they started occasionally. Then it became gift cards, but it's usually gift cards to places like larger box stores, which we don't have around here. So, well, the minimum there would be 17 people. Not in this house, but in this house, I think our maximum would probably be 12 or 13 people. Mr. Squatch, I hope you're doing well today, sir, and staying nice and safe. I know down around your area, um, been getting some pretty good storms for the last week or so. So I'm hoping that you're doing well, staying safe and warm and dry. Mr. Derek, good morning, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Oh man. But yeah, this is definitely going to be David. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Um, for those of you that have just come in, Squatch, Derek, David, Tony can attest to the fact that we've been having some very iffy internet this morning. We've lost internet twice in the last, hour and 6 minutes. Actually, just in the last hour, we've lost it twice due to the heavy rain and the overcast skies. Um, if we lose it again and I start, doing the spinny thing, uh, hold tight, don't go anywhere. I'm usually back within 3 minutes or so, 2 minutes. Um, I wish I could control the weather, but yeah, it's just going to be it's Christmas this year. I'm doing my best. I have to finish the cleaning of my garage today and get my truck in here to fix the front end and maybe change the oil. Seeing as how I put new rear brakes on a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to do pads and rotors while I got the tires off of the front and put the lower control arm and the tie rod ends on. Very cool. Very cool. But we're back again. I hope you guys, at least some of you, are still with me. My count is all messed up. This is showing one number. This is showing another. Gotta love the internet. Folks just can't seem to live without it, but they manage to live without it a lot because it's never stable enough to maintain in any kind of adverse weather. But as I've mentioned before a few times this morning, we are still doing our 2024 Christmas Adopt a Family. Um, Still got about 4 or 5 days to uh, get your donations in so we have time to go shopping and take care of some folks that are in even worse shape than we are this year. I know it's kind of hard to believe that anybody could be in worse shape than we are. Our money goes in the bank and it's gone the second that it goes in. So, that's just part of it, I guess. Putting others first is just part of it. Keeping that magic and spirit alive for less fortunate folks. It's what we do. My money goes pretty quick too. Yeah, well, we've been having a lot of issues with the mortgage company right after Grandma passed away, and the wife combined Grandma's account, which my wife was on also, with her account. They tried to take out a payment, and Grandma's account wasn't there, so the wife made the payment, and they didn't count it because it wasn't an automatic withdrawal. And for some reason, this mortgage company, they don't pull out the mortgage payment on the first of the month. they pull it out the first, third, the 29th, 30th of the previous month. So sometimes it's on a pay week and sometimes it's not on a pay week. We've actually tried to get the auto pay shut off, and they said, no, 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 the contract is set up for auto pay, so that's how it has to stay. Now, it's been a little iffy this year, last few months, but we make it. We make it. Um, I don't have any problems with my internet lately. I don't know why. Maybe Verizon has upgraded or something. Yeah, the that first week here a few weeks ago that we had T-Mobile, um, I got a hold of them and they ran all kinds of tests on our modem and stuff and kept saying it's operating at 100%. And I said, well, if that's the case, then why are we losing internet constantly? Constantly. I'll be in my studio, I'll be working on a video, or I'll be doing a live stream and just all of a sudden lose internet. And they're like, well, maybe there's too many devices on the internet. Well, if that's the case, then why does it come right back on and work fine? No one shuts anything off. So who knows? Who knows? It is Michigan. It is either sunny and warm, or snowy and cold, or raining and overcast, or rainy and overcast and cold, or something. Rent and bills take quite a bit of my money, and then equipment and furniture for my condo take some of it. Birthday and Christmas presents took the rest this month. Oh, you forgot food, David. You forgot food. So I'm sure that probably took a portion of it too. I just I in a sense I kind of wish that they just paid me with a paycheck instead of direct depositing my money, because at least that way, we'd have a couple $100 every couple weeks to live off of when hers got pillaged on payday. No, they direct deposit. So, when hers gets pillaged, then I get paid 2 days later. And mine gets pillaged as well. So there's a lot of pillaging going on. A lot of pillaging. Yeah, food took some of it. Elon is using Starlink to shut you down. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, after all, he is BFFs with the once and future president. So he can do whatever he wants to do, and who's going to say anything? Oh, goodness gracious sakes. 18 after? We're not doing too awful bad. We still got about 42 minutes to go. Got anything new coming out, David? I've been waiting on a plethora. That is my word for today. Plethora. I have been waiting on a plethora of Christmas songs. coming from you, and I have not seen my plethora yet. I don't know what to do if I get on here in the mornings and my my regulars that always show up in the morning when I get up that entertain me until I have to leave for work or until I have to, work on a live stream or something. I never know what to do when I don't have those regulars videos posted, especially music, because, I get to put on the music and then work around the studio or work in the kitchen or whatever the case may be and enjoy their music that they put up. Nothing yet, just taking a break, but we will be releasing a Christmas song soon. Very cool. I saw a bit on Musk where he said, "You want to blackmail me with advertising money?" Go. That honestly don't surprise me. He doesn't seem like a very happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I actually just saw a video on him this morning. They were talking about um, him being the richest man in America, and then they started discussing the different businesses that he ran. Um, we went crazy with all the songs and music videos we did, and need a little time to recharge and come up with some new song ideas. Ah, I got you. I kind of like the whole concept of actually showing um, the studio work when I was watching a two guys earlier that between their guitars and one of them on the drums and one of them on the keyboard, they video shot everything and then edited it all together. So uh, the just those two guys were playing all of the musical parts to Van Halen's Dreams. And I mean, I've seen like large groups do it, but just those two guys, they were able to pull off all six parts or five parts and edit it all together to look like they were, you know, you'd go from the two guitars on a split screen to the guy on the keyboards to the other guy on the drums to the same guy on the drums doing all the lyrics and everything. And I personally really like that, watching the music come together instead of like just having the music. I mean, that might be something that you guys look at in the future. Just, a friendly suggestion. Um, Welcome back. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Look up videos from Tommy Johansson. Hmm, interesting. He does that sort of thing a lot. Ah, okay. I think I may have seen Tommy Johansson before, but I've not had anything pop up in suggested videos in a long time. So hopefully the internet stays up and running until the 10 o'clock hour, another, 34 minutes, 33 and a half minutes. If it does go out again, I will probably just stop the stream. Um, it's not fair to you guys to have to sit and wait and wait and wait. Um, I used to really dislike doing demos by myself. I can't blame you. Man, I cannot get over how fast 2024 has shot by. I am not a singer, not a drummer, so working that out was hard. Understandable. Understandable. I've sang a little. I was always a drummer. Never really got into anything else. I started playing the drums in the fifth grade. So, what, 11, 10, 11 years old? And I was not able to hold on to my set, so I am like severely out of practice. But always loved to sing. Sang sang the very first time in public when I was 6 years old, and still, well, I can't say still because it's been what, 12 years maybe since I was in my family's church down in Fairmount, Indiana, with my grandmother, and people still talked about, do you remember when you was only like 5 or 6 years old and sang in church? Nope. Hey, chick. Good to see you, Brooklyn. How are you doing, dear? I was thinking about showing how we did some of the editing work, but my friend Danny and my dad don't like being on camera. Some of the people involved are working with us covertly. Ah, understandable. Musician Protection Program. Gotcha. My new press showed up Friday. People I sat in with said they couldn't figure out how I could not keep time to save myself on drums, but kept perfect time on guitar. Bud Nick, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. For those of you that have just joined us, our 2024 Christmas Adopt a Family Drive is still in effect for another 4 or 5 days. I need to have enough time to go shopping for the items for that family. It's what we do here, and we'll continue to do it regardless of how it turns out. We'll continue to do it because one thing has taught me: there is always somebody in worse shape than you, for whatever the reason. Good, Tony. Hang in there. But we basically build onto an AI framework that we strip it down and add real instruments, vocal tracks, and sometimes we use auto tune to confuse people. Ah, very cool. I've never done anything in an actual studio. So the whole building music, covering multiple parts. I know there's singers out there, especially here on the platform, uh, that they'll cover all of the vocals themselves, and how they do the background vocals is very weird to me, on how they do different vocal tracks or tones, um, when they're doing backup for themselves, singing the main body of the song. That's just always confused me. Good to see you too. Hope things are. I was gonna say nice and cool in New York. Um, we don't want cool. We want comfortable. So I hope things are nice and comfortable in New York. We've only had a couple of members, um, to the family from the Big Apple, and one of them has vanished into obscurity. So I never get any word on New York anymore, on how things are going. He vanished during the pandemic, and I haven't seen or heard from him since. He was not a content creator, he was only a supporter. So I had no way to contact him after the last time we heard from him on a live stream. It kind of makes me fear the worst, but at the same time, pray for the best. Oh, come on, Internet. Stay strong for us, please. We'd like to finish this last 26 minutes out. Like I said, Christmas Eve, I will be stationed in the living room, filming the Christmas tree, waiting for St. Nick to show up and hang out with us, and possibly even getting a chance to sit and talk to him. I heard he might even be ahead of schedule by the time he gets here, and possibly, maybe, even show up at my work to visit the customers and stuff before they close down for New Year or for Christmas, uh, and Christmas Day, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I've been wanting to sit down and interview him just a bit anyway, only because he's an interesting feller. And with me wanting to pick up the mantle and doing the Santa Claus thing professionally, it'd be good to get a little bit of insight into it. My back hurts like hell at the moment. Mine did earlier when I first got up. Of course, Mr. Ralphie had to be picked up, lay his head on my shoulder, purr loudly, and get his back scratched while being held like a baby. Um, 17 pounds is a lot to add to your upper torso. 30 seconds after you sit on the edge of the bed. And that's why I call him Daddy's little piggy. But sitting here in my nice cushy chair, don't hurt no more. So I'm sorry that you're hurting, my friend. I know it's a pain to hurt. I've noticed since this cold weather started this year that all those places that I thought I was getting arthritis, well, needless to say, there's not much thinking to it anymore. It's definitely there, and it's making itself very well known. My big toe, my big toe, and my second toe on both feet. This area here on one hand, this area here on the other hand. Um, especially when you rely on your hands and feet for your job. Nice thing about it is, after a cold walk to and from work, I've got a warm workplace and a warm house to retire my aches and pains to. So I did put the press together and load in a ton of, in the garage the past 2 days, which might explain why your back is hurting. Because you don't know how to take it easy. You think you're still 25. I suffer from that same malformity. I keep forgetting that this year I'll be 57 and you'll be like, what, 60, 62, 63, something like that. So, yeah, we might mentally think that we're still 25, but after we act like we're 25, then our body starts smacking us around and calling us nasty names and reminding us that though we feel like it at times, that we don't feel like it when it's all said and done. '63. Yep, I do it here at the house. I don't have the garage and stuff to put stuff in, but I'm constantly moving things around and um, setting things up and taking things down and moving the furniture. And after a while, either from middle of the back up or middle of the back down, um, starts to really hurt after a while. My knees, my ankles, all the arthritic spots I was talking about, they have a tendency of screaming at you after a while. I wish I had the body I had at 25. Oh, you're telling me. I wish I had half the body that I had at 25. Nope. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. 9 days. 9 days. The old Santa Claus is going to come. Hopefully, it'll be a good Christmas for everyone, except for Tony. Of course, they're going to do Christmas like a week later. So, give him a little extra time to, figure out what they're going to get for everyone. Yes, getting old ain't for the weak. Getting old ain't for the young either. And I like to consider myself as still being young. But yeah, though here I might still be 26. I'm 30 years older here, and my body has been to hell and back. Um, all the roofing work I've done, all the construction work I've done, some of the BS companies that I've worked for that wanted you to work like you could carry 500 pounds, but in reality you only weighed 200 pounds. Those kind of jobs just break us down after a while, and that's what I've been trying to explain to the stepson, with him doing construction on his own. You know, he's only 28 years old, and I'm trying to explain to him that I was doing that kind of thing at 28, and he likes to poke fun at me for not being able to do a lot of the things that I try to do. And I keep telling him, dude, I'm telling you right now, 30 years from now, you're going to be in the same boat I am, carrying 2 or 3 bundles of shingles up a ladder. So you don't have to, run up and down the ladder every 20 or 25 minutes. You're going to feel it too. I used to do the Santa Tracker bit on Facebook, but I am losing all the kids I did it for. They grow out of it. And it's really sad. I've noticed lately how many of the kids just stop believing, and they need to realize that the Santa thing is it's an internal spirit. As long as you always believe that there is good in the world, and that there is love in the world, and there is a need for people to be helped, and people out there that are willing to help. Not necessarily the fact that they monetarily can or can't, but they're willing to regardless. The whole to coin the Polar Express. At my age, I can still hear the bell ring. I still believe in the Christmas spirit, and for each child that we did something for in our younger years that might grow out of it, they have children eventually. And then there's a whole new generation of kids to do it for. I actually was looking into doing a live stream or doing a live Santa tracker on Christmas Eve. Hey, dog. Good to see you, bud. Ho, ho, ho. Look at all the hoes. Good morning to you too, man. I was I was actually looking for your stream this morning, and I noticed at 20 minutes till 7 you hadn't gone live yet. So I went through and refreshed my page and never never seen you live anywhere. And I was hoping that you were still able to do your stream, but I was starting to get ready, getting my morning stuff done to start this stream. So I, 6:30 you was on. According to like I said, on my computer, it was 20 minutes till 7, and it said that your stream was set up to go live at 6:30, but it wasn't showing it live yet. It was showing it still waiting. And I went through, like I said, I went through and refreshed, and it never came back up on any of the suggested videos again. Foggy. It was very foggy last night when the wife came home, and I noticed this morning it was foggy again. So I wasn't sure how today was going to go. Honestly, we haven't got another fog alert here. So you might actually be getting over on the east side of the state what we had here yesterday. Spirit and you done the live stream? Oh, man. I know you got some stuff planned for Christmas morning, my friend. You got family to got to be looking forward to coming over and hanging out with you. I can't wait. I can't wait. The family will all be over here Christmas Eve, and I'll have my suit on, sitting in my big red chair right beside the Christmas tree, having nephews and nieces and granddaughter and everything sitting on my lap. Because quite honestly, none of them have seen me with my beard or in my suit. So we'll see if I can pull that one off. And then, like I said, midnight Christmas Eve, I will be posted up right there in the living room waiting for old St. Nick to show up. It's what I do. It's been foggy the past 3 mornings here, but trucks had decent lighting, so I didn't have issues. We are having our Christmas on the 21st. All the kids have places to go Christmas Day, so that way we can have Christmas on the 21st. I have like 5 Santas. I'd like a professional Santa suit instead of my homemade suits. one day, I guess. Um, I'm unofficially professional Santa this year. Next year, I will actually be going at it full bore, doing Santa. So need to get me a decent suit. I mean, I like my long coat. Don't get me wrong, but it makes a nice overcoat to wear when. But I could see the Santa suit under it. Bought mine at the thrift stores. You're lucky. I've been looking at all of our thrift stores for several years now, and I don't ever find. Have found some really crappy Santa suits, but never found a decent looking one that I would go out and try to do Santa in. So that's what I keep saying. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious. 6.5 minutes to go. Seemed like just 2 minutes ago I looked at it. It was 26 minutes to go. Everybody keep your fingers crossed that the internet holds out for 6.5 minutes. I got a brand new pair of black boots. Only been worn 5 times. About 30 minutes each way, or each day. Wow. I've got my black cavalry boots, my knee highs that I wear with my suit when I've got on the pants and stuff. They're nice and broken in. Not very good walking outside, in snow or icy weather because they have the slick leather soles on them, or smooth leather soles. They are Civil War era cavalry boots, and yeah, they're a little treacherous when you're trying to walk around in dooky, icky weather. Good morning, Bud Files. Hope you're doing well today. Ugh. I'm looking forward to doing the Santa thing full time. I get so much joy out of um, watching kids' faces glow when they see the red and white, and it just brings a childish joy uh, when you see them excited to see you. I understand why people travel great distances to be able to do the Santa thing. Our local mall in South Bend, the UP Mall. The same Santa has been doing that place for, Lord, 15 years. And he lives down by my mom and dad in Tennessee. But at the same time, he is traveling up here. They're putting him in a hotel for the entire month of December. They're paying him almost $25 an hour to sit in the throne and portray Santa from 4 o'clock in the afternoon till, well, no, I take that back. From 11 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night for except on Sundays. And then it's 11 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. But, for the entire month of December, plus they're giving him food vouchers. He gets free food in the food court while he's at the mall. And when it closes down at night, he has food vouchers to go to different restaurants and eat. So Kathy has made Buckeyes, chocolate bars, rock candy, cinnamon, and orange peppermint. Oh my God. Buckeyes are my favorite. Buckeyes are my favorite. They always have been. My grandma used to make them when I was little, and love Buckeyes. I wanted to bake cookies this year, but again, with the situation with the car and the mortgage and stuff, we don't have the extra money to go out and buy food, especially the stuff to make cookies. So maybe next year. But oh, definitely Buckeyes. Oh my God, Buckeyes. Buckeye is like a peanut butter ball, covered in chocolate, except for maybe like a dime size spot at the top where you can still see the peanut butter. It's just basically it's chocolate covered peanut butter ball. She has made 35 dozen and has sold 30 dozen at $10 a dozen. Nice. Nice. It's good to have that skill. Be able to do holiday candies or holiday cookies. When I was growing up, Grandma always ginger snaps, um, um, Mexican wedding cakes, um, sugar cookies. Uh, um, I mean, just she did those little sugar cookies with the Hershey Kiss on top of them, or done iced cookies with sprinkles on them, gingerbread. But all that stopped, when she passed several years ago. Sadly, Steph's grandma hadn't baked anything in 9 years since she had the stroke, and then with her passing, this next month will be 3 years ago. Um, we've not had a chance, but that's a tradition I would like to keep going since my daughter has become such an amazing baker in the last year. I want to pass that tradition on to her so she can start baking Christmas cookies and stuff. But it's that time. There you go. Buckeye recipe. Very cool. It's that time, guys and gals. It's time for me to get busy, um, getting things done around here, getting more into the Christmas spirit. Um, I bought the stuff to do pumpkin pies. I haven't done them yet. We found um, whipped cream on sale right after Thanksgiving and picked up 3 or 4 containers of it. We got sat in the freezer. So we need to bake a couple pumpkin pies for Christmas time. Check the link out, Tony. It will show you what they are. But, yep, it is time for me to get busy Christmasifying the house and getting lights and stuff up. We already got the tree up, just got to get all the bulbs and stuff on it. So, You guys all take care. Of course, I will be back next Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for our pre-Christmas live stream. But until then, y'all have a wonderful week. Keep yourself up in that Christmas spirit. Do not forget, we still have our 2024 Christmas Adopt a Family drive going.